Hi, welcome to Die Trying, where the DM tries to kill our valiant heroes. Watch as they stumble through combat and weird awkward pauses. This is Die Trying.
I'm Clay. I'm playing Tyrannius Perilous Revengian. A displaced noble after a murder of his entire house sent him on a wild adventure, and he is paired up with...
I'm Charlie. I am playing Malcolm. He is a rogue, and he's also secretly known as the Mongoose. And
very secretly.
Yeah, very secretly.
Very secretly.
still coming out, but not that coming out.
Let's say again.
Not that there's any wrong.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Facial reaction.
So anyway, he is the semi-scout and kind of takes up, no, not the rear, but so to speak. And he hangs out with these guys.
No, he does not hang out with these guys.
Just digging that hole deeper.
I'm David. I play a Fortunato, a halfling wizard who doesn't know that he's an actual wizard, but still manages to cast magic.
I'm Way. I'm technically Revengier's squire. I take care of, well, I used to.
How's Carl?
I'm sworn to carry his burden, so I'm just a standard warlock, overpowered with charisma bonuses to attack. And this is...
I'm Jobai. I am a half genie, genasi, monk, wind type, or whatever. Pokemon. Air type, sorry. Oh, wait, flying type. And I'm a monk, so I punch things to death and have nothing else to do.
And I'm Storm, and I'm the GM. So we'll just jump on into it before Daniel starts to kill himself.
My scar.
I caught myself, though. I'm not heavy enough to fall backwards.
You just float.
You're always affected by feather fall. Don't worry, I'll bounce back.
There goes his computer.
Alright.
So the last time we met, Earl went wandering off in the woods, trying to find a young boy named Philip that his sister said likes to play tricks and wander off to scare her. Spent half the day there and went into a cavern that were filled with bears. Your fight heroically with said creature made it out with your lives. Some of you barely. Find out that you orphaned some cubs, and A4 and Jovi decided to keep the cubs and bring them back to the monolith. There you went out to seek some more work, some more quest work, to get some more money, maybe some more renown, depending on your motivations. There you found a posting of a couple of quests, two which are given by Tetra, a huntsman there in Dugart, to be of one of Triedman's getting some increased activity. Some huntsmen's needed some acting for the Glint Leaf Festival that is coming up, and also one that says hunting Mossmouth. You go to Tetra to find out the ins and outs of there. She gives you a couple locations of where some tribesmen are located and their increased activity. You decide to mark those down and then go find this place with Mossmouth. There you meet a very interesting character named Joe Blow. He decided to pronounce that he had everything that you will ever need for an adventure, and proceeded to join you on your valiant quest to find these tribesmen, or technically to him, Mossmouth. On your way through many gripes and complaints of Joe Blow, you find your way there, but along the way you're training him to be somewhat competent in his skills.
I'm training him.
Tyrannius is training him in the various arts of combat and stealth, while Way and David, or A4, is teaching him how to navigate along with Malcolm. There your team stumbled across a waterfall. We saw 2 sentries up top. As y'all formulated a plan on what the next action to do, they called out for a elder and offering, where A4 and Jovi schemed a plan to turn Jovi into a centaur and A4 into a shabbily beard, undressed human to ride on said centaur and float up to meet them, where one of the sentries ran off, transformed into a bird, and flew off to undisclosed location. Here we find our party up on the waterfall itself. Arms not drawn, but one sentry remains as the other one flew off.
So they're up on top and we're on the bottom, right?
I think half of you kind of circumvented around.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had A4 and Jovi were actually up on top, while the rest of the party circumvented the waterfall
Gotcha.
to get where they're at.
I was with Captain Joe Blow, kind of keeping him from easing his mind because I remember he was a little uneasy.
Yeah.
So just making sure that he doesn't shit himself when we're walking up. So I'll make my way up.
A4, as you're just standing there, do you say anything to this guy?
Well, I can't speak to him. I can understand him through the comprehend language, but I can't speak the language, I think. Because they didn't speak a common, did they?
It was very broken of what they
And
did.
their language I could understand, but I couldn't speak back.
Yes.
I remember right. Yeah, immediately, once he transforms and flies off, I immediately, start, what is that? How did you do that? What is it? I'm looking at the poor guy who's left, and I'm looking to see if he has any, a book on him, since I have a book, and that's
You
how...
don't see any books, but you
happens.
see more of like a fetish type garb. It's very array of feathers, plumage around his neck, around his arms, and a loincloth with a crossbow. Or not crossbow, but a longbow at his side.
Right. I would probably be getting uncomfortably close to him. The centaur image would be shattered as I immediately just jump off and just, wow. And there's no aggressiveness here, just you would how? And I'd be looking at the ground for something would have dropped, the one who flew away, because I've never seen anything like this before. It's fascinating. So, and just a constant, how'd you do that? Wow, 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 wow. And trying to flap my wings to see if I can fly.
Why as well? You see the other one almost leap back, and kind of glide as his feet almost touch the water as he kind of goes back and draws his bow. Now that Jovi's true appearance has shown and occurred, kind of gives a pensive look and thought as he's trying to formulate a word that maybe you understand is fly. Kind of jump up and he points down and up. Points down at the river and up.
Just tape like this, just bounce up in the air, fly up, levitate.
Levitate.
Anyway, yeah.
So you just kind of levitate in the air, and he kind of nods in approval, and he points at you.
Jump.
And I want to make I'm trying to disguise the casting, and I want to make an illusion in front of myself of hovering up. Just a little
like a harsh green screen.
Yeah,
So you're kind of double imaging yourself.
yeah. I'm trying to disguise the fact that I can't fly, but I'm trying to. So
Yeah.
how well that works is a whole other
It kind of gives you a pensive stare as two copies of you. And one floats up and the other one stays on the ground, and he's kind of shakes his head and kind of more confused, pensive look, and Elder. At this time, you see A4 is throwing some double image up as you two kind of, or four, slink around, come up the waterfall. The foliage area lets you climb up with some type of ease, but you can tell it's very rocky. It's not tropical in any sense of the meaning, but very transversable.
I'm going to stay in the edge of the woods as they approach, or whatever.
So staying more towards the foliage of the heavy
Yeah,
pines.
I'm not going to reveal myself yet.
Is A4 trying to embarrass us again?
Oh, I believe he's already succeeded. What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
We saw even more primitive humans than regular humans, and then
Thanks.
you're welcome. And then they told us to show us, or I believe anyway, show us some kind of magic, specifically to fly or any other kind of magic to prove our worth. And so we did.
which I have done so, of course.
Of course.
He said something like that.
Joe's like, what?
You'll catch on later.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go hide in this bush.
Sounds good.
Still.
You can see him walking out in the middle of things. I'm gonna hide.
Yeah. Maybe the thought of magic.
Native guy's just watching go behind a bush.
Yeah. As you wait for some time, no hostilities are brought forth. The guy still is tense at your approach. And off in the distance, you can see 4 figures coming towards you. One a little bit larger than the others, but all in kind of a straight line. As they get closer, you see they're...
As I start seeing it, I have I'm on so I start working on my ritual again because it would have ran out. Well, that's an hour, so that's
you see them come out, one figure larger than the others. You kind of see 2 of them flank off to the sides and get to you much quicker. You can tell they're smaller, quicker birds, kind of like hawks or raptors, or and then you see another one a little bit slower. You can tell his wings a little bit more massive, kind of flies up. Looks somewhat like a condor to a vulture. Approaches and perches up on one of the sides, and you see one of the smaller birds detransforms, enters into his humanoid state as his feet are touched the ground, and he walks out and he points up and goes, "This is our elder."
Elder. I'm A4. These are my companions.
You see, kind of gives that bird cock, and he looks around and flings out and spreads his wings out large and wide, and he kind of floats down, and you see the feathers just dissolve off of him as he takes a cane or a staff up to him, and he kind of walks with kind of a 3-foot pattern. You see his old, kind of crunked over man. You can tell the wrinkles of time have just got to him, where he's been in long exposure in the sun, very tan skin, white silvery hair. Approaches.
How do I see the others react as he starts to approach us?
You see the other 2 birds are still actually in bird form,
Okay.
flying, circling ahead of you 2. The other 2 are just kind of more in the defensive posture, but standing tall and look like kind of noble warriors.
Okay.
Such.
I'll mimic that posture. What do you want me to do? Like a...
You're fine. You're just trying to mimic what's going on. Hi, visitors.
Oh. Well met. I'm sorry to impose upon you, but we had heard, how should I say, we were sent here to investigate something, but we were not expecting this.
Not expecting results.
You could say that.
Hubris of men to think they are the only ones out here.
So I'm learning. I say, who are you?
I am Otuno.
Well, I am Wei, and these are my companions, and this is our supposed elder.
What do you expect to find?
Friends.
We're looking for something.
Being?
What do they call it?
Mothman.
Mossmouth.
Legends of city folk. Don't bet you're out in the wilds.
Well, I'm glad that translates through time.
You won't find any monsters here.
Why is that? It's your duty to see over them?
We are one with nature. Everything is a friend.
Hmm.
Told you.
Yeah.
You guys didn't want to keep the bears. I kept the bears because it's nice and everything.
What color is his eyes?
Gold.
Gold. Okay.
I say, well, we only, as we do seek for some kind of creature that has been named as Mossmouth, we do still seek peace and diplomacy. However, we had not known of your actual legitimate existence, and we were hoping if there could be something further that we could discuss.
Entry of outsiders will very much weigh heavily on my people. We must discuss things before we move further.
I am ready.
Sounds reasonable.
And you see him go out in a different tongue. A4, you would understand. Utano, I request as he. And you see him almost speak to nothing. See the spirits of these travelers. Tell me if they hold burdens of dark and evil spirits that will wish harm upon our people. Speak to me through the wind. Speak to me through the sky.
It sounds like story time.
So as he's saying this, and I'm understanding, as soon as I go, I'm looking at my demon.
Demo.
That's them on.
Don't worry, I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okanawai. You see one of the guys come up to him. Go prepare our people to expect arrival. It's like, Elder, they're not of us. They know nothing of where we come from in our tribulation. Our people have been sent scattering to and fro since the greed. I have made a decision. The winds has spoken to me. At least one here is troubled. We should not bring any of this malice to our people. They will never be accepted. They will bring discord. I will hear none of it. Go, tell. And you see him kind of give a hard look to your group and flies off. Yeah. He says, come. You'll travel with me.
Very well.
Seems.
Sure.
Thank you. 2 questions. One, the most important of everything. Can you make me into a bird?
Oh, just step off of it already.
If the spirits would have you,
Yes, the spirits can have him.
the way
All
could
of
be
him.
walked.
Not much.
And 2, they're constantly on me about being nice and whatever, so I'm bad about it.
As children often are.
How old are you again?
I'm much older.
I'm sorry if we have caused problems for you.
People are afraid of change. Your presence will strike fear, hostility, distrust, but all can be overcome through time.
So, really nothing's changed for us.
No, we've been here before.
So is the way of man,
Yeah, there we go.
but nature is so much more simple. If it has a problem, it produces an answer. And if something else goes too rampant, it corrects it. The forest grows too thick, a fire comes and prunes. When flock overabunds itself, a predator will nip it in the bud and send it on its natural course. And if it's too weak to survive, it was not meant to be.
Becomes fertilizer.
It's an easy point of view when you're the apex predator in the area.
We harmonize with those around. Our men are not invulnerable to the claw or the tooth, to the fire or the wind.
But you can fly and become whatever beast is convenient for the situation.
We've learned to adapt. As have you
I'm
noticed,
just picking up the Tyrannus is just not impressed.
and just as other men have learned to guard themselves with metal and to arm themselves with such things, projectiles,
Indeed.
their tongue. Walks on forward.
So how many is your tribe?
Not as numerous as before the green, but we hold firm.
How many before the green?
We spread the hillside.
Was this green such a massive? Was it considered a catastrophe or natural pruning?
It gave us promise and sowed us discord, and we reaped destruction.
I don't know if I like that answer.
It's something me either.
As you're traveling down this river bend, you come up to see some plumage of smoke and some rudimentary tents hung up, fashions of skins of animals and foliage, all huddled together very close. From what you can see here, the numbers maybe not more than 50 to 100 that live in this cloister, but you don't know if any more are set off.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So you speak of diplomacy. What is it that you bring? What must you diplomatize? Sorry about that. What must you bring truce to?
No, you just clear his throat.
Oh, okay. And kind of looking at everyone else. see if
And
they-
Malcolm, you're just falling to the back of the group at this point.
Yeah, I meld into the group slowly as it appears we're all going into the thing. I'm not going to sit on the outskirts and get caught.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about it, men, the tall folk. They grow, they expand, they never stop. You can't just ignore them forever. I tried. You know, I had to move into their town and make peace with it. So it's better now to do it on your terms than have it forced upon you.
My terms.
That's
Remember when you came to me?
Wow, that's not why we came here at all. Way to complicate the issue.
Then why
Impossible.
did you come?
There's been reports of attacks and known travelers about this moss mouth harassing people on the roads. We've come to investigate. Somebody said they had a lead in supplies.
notion towards person hiding, possibly.
And we happened to stumble upon this way. He thinks you're moss mouth.
Dear child. And you kind of see him go up to Joe Blow. Yeah. What monsters riddle your mind? Says, well, I expect things, big monsters hulking over those who are too weak to defend themselves, and knights in shining armor come up and vanquish the beast.
Usually the knights in shining armor are also the ones pressing people too weak to defend themselves. Just history lesson there for you, Mr. Blow.
Like you.
Like my brothers.
Well, you know what I mean. The damsel in distress, the person who needs saving, kept in a tower, locked away. Yeah, boy, such things are not tales of physical things that have happened. More things that are happening within one's soul. Search deep within yourself. See what monsters you have hiding. And as you're approaching more, you see some of the more villagers coming out to greet you out of their tents. More of the men hold their women and children at arm's length as everyone are peering to see these new visitors that are coming out to see their quaint little tribe.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to keep a lookout for if I can recognize the one who was very unhappy about us being there. I just want to see if I can see him. Maybe if he's with a group of people trying to like. Imagine birds like.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I'm thinking this would be a great time for them to do something bad, so I'm trying to keep an eye out for that.
And as you're looking around, you do see a lot of these people do don the plumage of what you would recognize as a bird. A lot of them take fallen feathers or what have you, and actually make ornaments and things of that nature on them. But you can do like a perception check just to see if you can see this.
That would be no.
Okay. Their faces kind of just start to blur together as you already have yet to determine the difference between one tall man and another tall man.
Right.
They all look the same to you.
As fast as I can.
That's all.
Yeah. So
I'll see everything faster.
I can take it all in.
Rolf's still right there with him, right?
Yes.
What is the name of your tribe here? Peoples.
At once we had a name, but now it's a thing of history. We're just a people. Call us what you will, or what you will.
Okay.
I mean, when we tell the people back at the city to avoid your area and give you peace, who shall we name?
You know, if you point out that there's something up that they shouldn't go to, they'll invariably go up there. We should probably just never mention this. And keep the secrecy the secrecy.
Well,
You see him smile a bit and kind of nods his head as he leans on his staff.
Tyrannus has a point. We're not exactly here to create trade or anything. We're here to investigate activity and to initiate peace. So, if there's anything going on within your realm, we would appreciate it if we knew, because there's possibly something affecting us too, because activity has been increasing in this area.
You have noticed.
Yes.
The wild one day will overtake us all.
Oh, okay.
And you're just satisfied with...
We're at peace. We have learned to adapt and to survive with the wild.
So the Green came and just took everything from you, demolished whatever civilization you had before, right? You've survived, and now you're just accepting it like prisoners.
The Green fooled many. And we are we are at the end of its destruction reap. But when she ended it, we got the blow.
Okay. Is there any immediate danger to your village now, whether natural or unnatural, that you've maybe had a sign of here recently?
Besides the approach of men and their civilization,
Have
no.
no fear, there's nothing civilized about any of us.
That's true.
I see no sigil of the Ivory Kingdom, so I don't see anything to fear.
Was
Is that whom you fear? Or at least ward against?
was that the kingdom that we helped the escort with?
The Ivory Kingdom is actually where Dugart is a part of, or in the realm of. Actually, this area is also to be considered Ivy Kingdom area.
Up speed.
Nice. Oh, okay.
I don't have any particular allegiance to the Ivory
do.
Kingdom.
No, dude, you're good. We're dead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fucking A.
Men and their omnipotence think that we should all live one way.
I sure hope not.
That would be very stale.
Well, what do you think a lordship is over its people?
Honestly, I haven't been paying attention the past 2 years or so.
We've been quite lost.
Hopefully you'll find clarity.
It seems to be what we're trying to do. I guess what we're trying to do is offer a bit of our expertise and any problems that you might feel the need of help in that you do not wish to expend your men upon.
Yeah, an action of good faith to show that we're not here to cause any trouble. We're here for the mission, as we said, and if we can get you good graces, then all the better.
I am not unreceptive of change or diplomacy, but I do not want our people's way to be lost. If you want to earn the trust of our tribe, there is one thing you could possibly do. It is not for me, and some of my tribes might think it's a affront upon our culture, as I said before. But there's a trial that many of our young men do. I do not know if you will want to, or you would want to do said trial, but it's that to introduce themselves as to manhood and to show them the way of the law.
I think I'm bigger than a lot of your men, so I can probably do it.
Hubris.
What does this trial entail? Is it safe for children?
As you see, I've already puffed completely up, just waiting. All 3 feet of them, just like,
This is the way to show a child is the longest way to be a man.
I just see this as a way, if their character passes, my characters can't call you a child anymore.
What it entails is that you spoke of us being as an apex predator. But it just shows a little bit of your inexperienced. There's something else in the wild that preys upon us. So, we take our means otherwise to capture, pacify, or even slay if need be, and just bring us proof that you've done so. There you can earn your right as a man or a tribesman. Again, many, even if you do pass said thing, many of them will still look upon you with suspicion.
I wouldn't have it any other way. All my life, really.
Unfortunate life you must have led.
Depends on who you ask. I'm in.
I'm in.
well, what is it?
Don't spoil the surprise.
I would like to know.
You want to
like-
pacify, capture, slay, if need be, an apex predator.
What apex predator?
I will give you its location. It will be up to you to define how you will go about said thing. For how am I to judge your worthiness? I'll give you all the answers.
Ooh. Got you, buddy.
No, I'm looking at him.
Just
looking,
took at your beard in
Yeah.
frustration.
It's like, I'm trying to think. I'm slower than everybody here. I can't run away as fast.
Does this say bait on my back? What does this say back here?
Pretty much illusionated.
You're so mad.
No.
At this point now, you're kind of reaching a tent, and he's kind of got his arm pulled open. Come in, he says, and you see here, A4 very much, he has the center pyre as the smoke is kind of funneling around and up out of the TP. The incense is strong and heavy, very heavy to breathe, and
Is it narcotic?
it is not a narcotic. It just makes you a little bit more hypoxic than anything, as you're not getting quality oxygen here. And you see him go in a death rattle as he enters in coughing, and you think that he's about to lose it there. And then he starts with this primitive dance in language as he goes around shaking his staff and some shells to make some rattling. After that ends, he kind of sits and breathes heavy for a minute, and you can see his very withered body and his ribs expand and contract back. You can see his bones riddled throughout. And you see he's like, shall travel to the east. There you'll find the bridge, unkept by men and rattled by time. And the great mount will come into view. There will lay a cavern, the Fire Spine Cavern. There the predator lurks. It's up to you to decide how to pacify said beast. Bring proof that you have done so.
No other way is greater than the other, such as capturing the beast is considered no greater than killing it.
Pacifying will probably do our tribe more honor than slaying, but if your life is at risk, and it is at risk, you can slay it. There will be no harm, no foul. Truth be told, we sent out a party at least twice the size of yours.
Some sense going, oh, it's okay, they don't have me.
A4, you get less hypoxic as you're lowered to the ground.
It's everyone's problem.
It's great.
I choose not to breathe this air.
Stupid. Well, I can't wait.
I implore you, use the resources you have here. May the wind be with you.
That sounds like a bit of leave to take a few trivial items from the camp.
And those who will give it.
Let's see.
We still have Joe Blow's equipment.
And I do have everything.
Or didn't we stash that? I can't remember.
I carry you.
Joe Vi has it.
So if I
Joe
scare
Vi, he's, yeah.
He has a 24 strength and he's 18 feet tall, so it's fine.
Considered giant.
All wrong at L3 this thing.
And you see him kind of melt back into his vulturous condor type form and perch up. And the perch he has in his teepee, and he kind of nestles himself, and it looks like he's just kind of dozes off.
He died.
Walk out.
Amazing.
First out of 10. Oh, it's more like. Exactly.
So, go out and get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I think it's a dragon.
It couldn't be anything else.
Of course. And I look around at if any tribes people are looking.
They're all looking very far away.
Hmm?
Many of the mothers are calling children by their side or just holding them in their arms as the kids are more curious on the look who's kind of stumbled upon, especially with this weird garb on him. You have Joe Blow with his mismatched slick black stealthy armor that doesn't fit.
I'm mostly naked. I have no clothes on. Yeah.
But you're shorter, you're like kind of their age,
right.
and they're kind of curious and want to
Right.
play with you.
Yeah.
To the blue skinned genie
Hmm.
that you travel with that is proclaimed to be a demon.
Fun.
Yes, now feeling
Best
being the
reputation
least
ever.
interesting thing in the party.
Humans rock.
I'll try and find like a. Are there any like warriors that are more curious than
You see
defensive?
a band, and probably about this time, A4, your ritual is starting to get its end, and you're starting to notice every third word. It's like, oh, I didn't catch what he said. But you see a band of, I guess, seasoned men looking and pointing and just kind of laughing and una chaka iya, and just kind of giving a ha 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 hooka hee ha, you know. Some,
Do you speak like Choo Choo?
Not anymore. I can, but it takes some time.
He quit you watcha.
White devil.
Well, since that's something that I do in my town for the kids, I always have little trinkets and make them stuff. Well, I want to start using some illusions, just little like little animals wrestling, of just I'm trying to make a show with illusions. Just stuff.
And you see like
He has no clue. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh fuck!
And you just see like a lot of the women are running back, and like some of the men taking up spears, and you see the elder come. You see the elder come out.
That didn't take very long.
Yeah,
do
as you're just,
That's what he does, right?
you know, and A4 is like, what? You know, just kind of like this show. What are you displaying?
Well, as we start off with, I figure we're in nature, and that's why I said some animals go. So I was going to start off with a small thing, of like a little bear cub wrestling another bear cub. Start off cute.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there and then one roll. And I just started off. I was trying to win the children, not scare them away, but he has no clue. So
You see him kind of sum out. Uchaka I paya sa I. Una chaka I. Una naka. Please.
Go.
Refrain from such witchcraftery. May I fear.
but you do it.
No, that's nature. It's a difference. Clearly.
Clearly, you have no idea of magics.
And no idea whatsoever.
Because I don't really have much to do, I'm gonna go to Malcolm because he seems to be good at scouting ahead, and we still have something to do.
Yeah.
And I go, well, looks like it's up to us to go scout ahead, since
the
everyone else
cave.
is plucking gourds.
About how far away do we know that this cavern and stuff is? The bridge, that they're talking about.
He just gave you a general direction. He didn't really tell you how long, but you're close. You can proximity on the map. The next closest mountain is probably 5 miles out.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. And what time of day again is this?
This is about afternoon.
Yeah,
I
afternoon.
believe what we're saying.
Which I believe we'll probably want to rest before we get started. But once we do, I think we'll be fine. If we want to do a short scout out ahead before everyone's kind of done resting, then we have something to report. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
fight
fine.
the dragon.
Well, we're not fighting just yet.
Oh, well, there's probably no one to save either, right? Like, it didn't sound like we were trying to save anyone.
It sounds like we're trying to save ourselves.
Can't we just leave? Like, Mossmouth's not here.
It could be Mossmouth.
How long?
Apex
Fi-
Predator?
Fire something, right? Mossmouth is moss. Come on.
Did the elder go back inside, or is he right there
He
with
did.
us?
He went back there. Come on.
Did
Wade.
he say how long ago that party went in there of his? The one
We didn't ask.
we didn't ask, did we?
No, I think he's saying how many people went in, right? Right behind
He
him.
said about twice our numbers went in, but
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. He said about twice.
but not how long ago that happened.
Traditionally, whenever they go out to send people on this manhood trial, they send out twice as many people as your group.
Yeah, but not. We don't know how long ago. That's what it is.
You would probably assume every time it's ushering for people to get that many number to be a man.
Every 6 months or so.
So I might have misunderstood. So there's not like a party of their people who went to this cavern and they disappeared.
No,
No.
Okay.
it's us doing our own trial, pretty much.
I got you. Yeah, gotcha. All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna, once Malcolm's ready, I'm just gonna go ahead and start heading, get my bearings east, and I'm gonna start taking up what Malcolm does and start leaving like diamonds in the trees for us to trace.
Yeah.
And Joplo will be with you, and he's like, really, why are we doing this?
We'll prove ourselves
To who?
to these people. They're awesome. I mean, don't tell them I said that, but it's pretty cool.
Well,
Come
Joe,
on, Malcolm.
well, we're leaving a trail just in case something happens to us. They can find us.
happens.
Yeah.
Things happen. Not all adventures come back.
Man, guys, we just need to find Mossmouth. There's no reason to fight some fire back thing.
Maybe this thing is Mossmouth. And
It's fire. He said fire.
Something scarier than Mossmouth. Mossmouth's going to be a little bitch when we come back.
Wait, I got it. You're right. We kill this thing. Forget about Mossmouth. I like it. You know what? Sign me up.
Boom. Looks like we got a volunteer.
Volunteer.
Yeah. Looks like you're going ahead first. We're training you, son.
Inside?
We're just scouting the hound today. We're not fighting anyone.
Oh. All right. Kind of.
Well, now or never.
Yeah.
Now.
Never. As he's like pointing at. It's like started here.
we're already heading east.
To drop him
Yeah.
down to safety.
Thank
Is this paths, or are we just going right into the woods?
This looks well seasoned path. For kind of be frequent. Kind of leads itself on, and you can get to a point where you think you hear more water. The pines and foliage get a little bit more lush as you're traveling on to kind of indicate there's more water here.
Okay.
All right. Keep ushering Malcolm forward, or Joe Blow forward. Keep watching. We want to make sure that.
Yeah, he's not to the point where he has to push him, but he's just all like super vigilant and trying to look for everything. Any like noise of a bird or something.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. And you might be a little bit too hyper vigilant.
Yeah, because you can keep a paranoia for a while.
Yeah.
A cat on a leash.
You see him with the spring.
I'm gonna shadow him, so technically, if somebody's watching him, they don't see me.
Yeah, it's just me. I mean, probably just Joe Blow and I. He's in stealth mode.
Sounds good. With the spring coming up, you see Bill is profusing a little bit, sweating, just kind of wiping away from his brow, and kind of keeps on until he's about to get a little bit winded. He kind of slows down his pace a bit, and he's like, "Man, what did y'all do before this?"
I don't know. What did you used to do?
I mean, I just listen to stories.
Well, no listening. There's doing. Making stories.
Have you fought a thing like this before?
Oh, hell no. In fact, I think since this group, this is the first time I've ever fought.
This is true. But
You're dead.
maybe I should lead ahead, leave the marks, and let him practice following the marks.
I like it.
What do you think, Joe? You got to be able to find your party members. If they're leaving you signs, you want to be able to pick up on them.
Oh, he just be with the party.
Doesn't always work that way.
You don't always want to be with the party either. Have you seen our party?
Not yet. Not in action.
Oh, well. Say I've almost died every time.
Wait,
Curious, how long
Have you seen these scars?
So it
who
goes.
was it a dig on?
So it, he knows how to kind of read the crowd. It's been fun, kind of lighten the mood, and
It feels like it's ready.
at some point he'll hand the instrument back over to someone else who can kind of pick up. And I assume kind of once the mood's going, they can kind of maintain it until it's bedtime ish.
Yeah,
Make it a little more a little more trustworthy, festive, easygoing. His ultimate goal.
It's to fuck everyone.
No, they don't bathe. That's fucking gross.
they bathe just not every day.
No,
It's in the spring.
he's trying to get a goodwill that at some point he can ask for some rations, some spears, maybe some bows and arrows. Nothing that would be a lot for them. You know what I mean? You probably get a armful of spears or something.
I'm sorry. So you just want to kind of gather some resources.
Yeah. Because I mean, we're talking about like a creature we don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some spears, a net with some weights, or we can add some weights to it. Stuff like that. Stuff that's good for hunting.
Yeah.
Monster hunting.
Yeah, net.
Do you have a way to communicate with him?
Yeah, he has paper and stuff, so he can take it out. and draw like.
A stick man throwing.
Well, you could point at some spears, you know.
Yeah.
And I have some of those, like 5 or whatever. He'll kind of draw like a net on there. You have
spiders.
Yeah, spiders.
And you see, as you're going around, some couple guys, or he tags on his buddy, he's like, Urahi Uratata. And they kind of usher you with them, and you leave the encampment.
I'm good at jump.
And,
Is he actually getting?
well, do you go with
I'll
them?
go with him.
A4?
Fuck that.
I'm pouting and
You're not.
no, literally. So I'm just like, so I'm sitting there. So I'm
Fiercely
trying.
whittling.
I'm whittling away. I'm actually trying to carve something to get back in goodwill.
Yeah.
I'm trying to carve the condor in his
Oh, he's
mid transformation in a really epic, cool.
So it just looks like a mess.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to make it. Look,
I can see it. It's,
yeah, like in a half, like the body, it changed it. Trying to make it look cool.
Yeah, like you have, if you don't mind me taking some
Yeah.
little liberties, so you have actually the figure of the elder, and behind it you have that condor, like kind of overarching him with his wing kind of put on top. So it looks very respectful and very venerative of his reign or whatever,
Yeah.
what have you. You kind of follow behind Trinius as Trinius takes up a more of a, not shit. They lead you out to the edge of the woods or foliage, and they kind of point up towards a tree.
He looks up.
Yeah. Uraki?
He has low light vision, so he can. Can you clearly see anything up there?
No, there's nothing up there that's strange. It's just the forest.
I want to do insight on these guys.
Sure.
See if they're trying to do some shenanigans,
Yeah.
which he's not necessarily opposed to. Nah.
Okay. as they're sitting there like, Uraki! Uraki! And you see one of them goes up and takes a branch and snags it down and pulls out what you've seen A4 as a kind of whittling knife, carving knife, and starts to file down the tree limb.
Okay. So
And he goes, Uraki.
he takes it.
Version 1.
That's sharp.
Dremels and
It's short. Yeah. You figure with enough force it's going to penetrate. It's not like, ow, like I'm bleeding, but you know, it's a tree.
Ow.
He'll unfold the paper again with the net.
I can make.
They're trying to think. They're like, oh man. And slowly he'll go.
He'll draw like a fish, and then point to the net.
Uratata.
Way to go.
Bye.
I need to see it.
Doesn't someone already have like a net?
Yeah, good one.
Well, but it's like a net. He's hoping to like more net's good. Maybe it's a bigger net.
Yeah.
Spend something that's already rigged for like
Something big.
That's
hooks or
great.
weights or something.
You see, they bring you to this hemp rope vine-esque net. Looks pretty sturdy. The knots are pretty tight when you pull on it.
So he'll you're there too, right?
Yeah,
I think it's quality enough.
it's good to me. As good as they can do.
So what is it, a net that they've used for fishing, like hunting, game? What kind of
It's pretty tightly woven, so you can expect it's something for along the lines of fishing, trapping.
But it could hold something aggressive.
It's hard to say. You try to cut it.
Do they have like? Because usually when you have a net, you have places that left over for repairs and stuff. So he'll try and cut a little bit of it. That's not actual part of the net.
Yeah. Your blade doesn't just completely slice through it like a sushi knife to fish, but it takes some time to really boil it down.
Is it sturdier than the net that's in Joe Blow's possession? / her possession.
You have it, right?
Yeah.
You look at it. Joe's Blow's net is very new. Hasn't been like weathered or stretched out. So it could be that quality control didn't do a good enough job on it, and it's going to snap, or it's going to be hold really tight because it's newer.
So it's either amazing or really shitty.
Yeah. But for quality of cut, they're around about the same.
He'll kind of tie it off or something to something. Give me a couple tugs. See what you think.
Right here.
Yeah. We're bartering. We can't accept it if it's not good quality.
All right, do that.
You just tug on it, and you kind of hear that tightening. Just as hemp kind of gets pulled tighter. You can feel the twine kind of pinch your skin a little bit.
Okay, that's good.
It looks around. They're using mostly like flint and stone, that kind of natural stuff, right?
Yeah.
Take out his dagger.
Takes out his little garden knife.
Because he said he wants to. He indicated that he wanted to buy it, right?
Or you had to buy that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the trade. Metal knife.
You see thing on it, and you see it kind of doesn't really break it, but you see it chip it, and he looks at that one and he's like, and it's a dagger or just a knife?
It's a dagger.
Kind of sheathes it, splits it up.
So we're gathering the net.
Yeah. Got a net and at least one spear.
Oh, right there.
Because remember, tribes like this, they'll have in their spare time they make
Plethora.
more
Yeah.
spears. So that's what he wants to get. He's not going to carve his own.
Yeah. But you want to procure more, but they are feeling like you should do your own.
Gotcha. All right. So he'll satisfy himself with the net.
Yeah. Maybe Joe Vine wants to carve some, or maybe you can coerce Joe Vine to carve you some spears.
No, you know what he's going to do? He'll find some youths, and try and orchestrate a game to see who can carve sharp sticks the fastest.
How do you want to go about portraying that?
So he'll put out something like some food or something that they have that they don't have, maybe some sweets, and maybe they'll start like, and like July will be like, and they'll give him like a little cupcake, whatever. And July's like, oh, this is so good. And then they'll go again, and then like Therese will win, and July's will be like, give him something to try and, in the open, to try and entice other people. Like,
Interesting, and some people take it.
I like it. Oh, there goes this.
Well, that
They're
one.
gone.
You get about 7 youth that kind of go along, and I'm not saying that they're simple minded. They're coming up to you and like, give me some sweet food, but
he'll make it clear through your actions, whatever. That no, it's a contest.
yeah. And you see him go up with closer to the end when they are really fully understanding. This guy's like, he had like 10 spears ready, and he looks like you're about to present him to be a winner, and the guy's like, ah! And he goes up and like takes one of his spears and then like hits the other spears and like splits them in half. He like presents you with like 4 spears.
So that's at the end of the contest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
You see some of the other guys are actually like, they made their some of the stats a little bit more ornate. With like more like totem images on it.
Okay, so he will.
The other guy just made them like super effing quick. Like they still have bark on them.
Yeah. So he'll take the 4. Was it season 4?
Yeah.
The 4 stooped spears,
Yeah.
and the ones that are carved intricately, that have some kind of
Semblance to them.
semblance to them.
Thanks, suckers.
And then he'll take out Simon's flask.
To which one?
To the one that carved the 4 stout spears.
And he's kind of like holds it up over the other guys.
Right, so that's was the
And
game.
give, yeah, and give him a little bit of treats for the ornates. You'll get 3 ornate spears.
Okay.
Each semblance of a different feathered being. You get one that looks really intricate. For your knowledge, Clay, it would look like Odin's spear a little bit.
Okay, like Odin's, as in like the broad head, or that it's got like ravens on it and shit, or
Yeah, it's what called Gunther. It's a spear that never misses. At the front of it, it's got wings that are kind of cut out to like a spearhead, and it's feathered. And the back, it looks like it can stabilize itself, as it has 2 right here and then 2 on the back, on the opposite ends. So
Do you have magic with them?
it's not magic, it's ornate.
all right.
Yeah, you can, as you take it up, you can tell it's bendy. The other spears, the 4 quality spears, they have really good flexibility. This one has some. It's not going to break on you.
Yeah, but it could be important later because these guys are obviously very spirits, very nature oriented. So maybe these later. Okay, that's just.
You have something with like a eagle's head at the end of it. You can tell like if you chunk it, it probably is not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Still balance.
Okay.
A4. You get a lot of attention to your carving. A lot of the kids are going up, looking at you, watching you do this. And a lady does come up and bend.
No, I point to the carving. I'm trying
Yeah, how big is your carving actually?
well, it looked like that's me a while, so it'd probably be a good, something probably my size.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be equivalent to.
Yeah, you got a stump and you started
it's
going
started
crazy.
going down. Yeah. Very
You
frustrating.
see where you have your wings sprawled out like this. She takes her hands and wraps her around the wings, and like the wood just seems to bend around with her. And she does that. Like it slowly just starts to bend slowly.
And of course he's like, oh, wow.
Yeah. Without ruining your
Yeah,
art
right.
piece.
Thank you. I mean, trying to convey things.
And she's points to the carving.
And then of course I'm like,
Yeah, you try to pull on it, you're like, ah, shit. Yeah. So, you do draw a little crowd, and kids are kind of playing around and just looking at you as you're just life-size sculpturing, whittling this thing. So, nightfall comes. Malcolm, Way, and Joe Blow kind of venture on way back. You kind of trailblazed your way up. You saw the bridge out in the distance. From what you can tell, it's very weathered. It almost looks like one side is even collapsed and actually dragging you to the river itself.
Damn.
He did tell you it was not upkept because he feels that nature takes care of itself. As you try to all find your places at the end of the night to where you lay your heads, Malcolm, Way, and Joe Blow kind of enter into encampment again.
Yep. Going right to bed. Got a long walk, guys.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Nope.
Honestly,
Do they have some like a tent or something that we stay in, or no? Just we can make our. Joe Blow has a tent.
Yeah, yes. I have everything.
Okay.
I wanted to try to discreetly cast my alarm ritual because I don't trust these people. Because they distrust magic, so there's something wrong with them. But it's just in the same thing. It's just where we make. But I'm gonna try to make it an internal alarm to myself. If anybody other than us, Joe Blow, or my familiar comes to the circle.
Where is this thing located? Are we in
Where-
the outskirts?
wherever you guys say, I just kind of follow you all, and then wherever it really doesn't matter.
I'm
Whether in the middle or
get on
the
the outskirts of the town just because I don't want to chance that.
Gonna borrow some of Joe Blow's string. Maybe he's got some string. And set up some type of perimeter about shin level. Something that just rattles some branches if somebody walks across it or something.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if I need to.
Does alarm give a ruling on like spatial awareness, or how does it read?
You want to use yourself?
Sure.
Oh, as I epically fail at throwing.
You set alarm against unwarranted intrusion.
You're not Gambit?
Choose a door, a window, or area within range no longer than 20-foot cube. So it's a cube. Fantastic. Gotcha. Alrighty.
Awesome.
Go to sleep.
Yes.
You see A4 does his daily thing, and you see that light shine kind of go up and just dematerializes. And anybody take a watch, or you're all just going to bed? I know you sleep the whole time.
Yep. Every time.
A little bit.
Take a second, but other than that, I'm not going to go.
My familiar's up though. I mean, it's an hour.
Is it now?
That was the last I switched it over from before.
He's kind of enjoying this field trip out into the uncultured peoples of the Ivory Kingdom. So someone he'll take watch and he'll get his Odin staff and sit on the stump and look very like someone's writing a story about him. That's how I keep his watch.
I'm going to just rest. I have faith in everybody else's crafting.
Joe Blow's like, he's already out. You take first?
Sure.
Yeah. That way everyone can see you and your.
People still about it. You can see how awesome he is.
So you take first watch. Very uneventful and to the point you're like, isn't this a civilization? People should be safe here. At that time, Jovi comes up and kind of taps you out. Jovi, as you peer out in the darkness and the woods, you're looking, scanning
Green-eyed
for green-eyed animals. Like it is on your mind.
You're damn right.
None come to you, but you do hear some stirrings in the forest. Nothing unnatural for itself. A4, your alarm does go off. Let me read. I didn't read off the spell all the way. I'm going to see if it tells you what it is or if it just goes off.
I think it just pings in my head. If
Pings in my
or
head.
Told you what it is.
yeah, it'd be.
A lich.
I just play dead because
Why
I'm
not?
dead.
Yeah, it starts pinging in your head.
Okay. Wait,
First, it intrudes your dreams a bit,
Okay.
as you know when you dream and you hear sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, and it just kind of intrudes your dream,
Church
and,
bell, what?
and then you're finally like, wait, that's my alarm,
Mhm.
and you kind of wake up a bit, a little bit startled.
Alright. Sit up and look around.
Jovi, you see A4 kind of spurt up a bit and kind of looks around. He jumps up on his feet and kind of looks to
He's
you.
got his hand. There's no fire in it, but you can see he's like ready.
I don't see anything.
As he's. I don't see anything initially.
No, nothing out of the norm.
I want to drop into my owl
Mhm.
and look.
As you drop into your owl, you start to look around. Do a nature
14.
14. You see birds that are typically, they're not nocturnal, but they're out.
Are they like? Once I see that, are they actually like? Are they just sitting, staring at us like from the birds?
Yeah, kind of like yeah. But they're not like huge flocks.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You'll spot like a falcon over here or a
Gotcha.
eagle over here.
Okay.
1,000 crows.
Yeah. Murder crows is coming.
That's what I was like. Okay.
No, it's just birds that aren't typically nocturnal.
Right.
They're just out.
Similar to the same birds that I've seen some of these transform into.
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay. Well, I'll just give it a few minutes just to make sure they're not like playing anything. I think I'd seen the green eyes thing too myself, or was that just Joe?
That was
I think it
just
was
Joe.
Okay. So yeah, no. So I just watched for a little bit, and I'm like, Sleep is
you
important.
kind of just zonk out, and then you just go back to your body.
Yep.
But nothing happens, Jovine, in the event. You do see closer to the end of your watch, you see some of the birds just kind of fly away.
Alright, go bed.
Way, you said you're third.
Yep.
You get to see the nice sunrise come across the village. Gives you a nice scenery to look at as the light peeks over and shines over on the village. You see many of the men wake. Actually, you see this kind of like a flock of birds just fly out of the village, close to the early lights.
Okay. Which direction do they fly out to?
South.
Okay. Gotcha.
And everyone else at camp begins to stir. Joe Blow, surprisingly, he was one of the last ones to wake up, kind of miraculously wakes up on his own. So,
Excellent. Well, it's time to go. And after you all get ready, I'll start heading out first, unless Malcolm wants to start scouting ahead.
Yup, I could take the lead again, and of course we kind of know the way there,
Right in the middle.
but I'm still want to
You can still hit me with that.
just keep a lookout. Also on the way out of the village, looking out like if anybody follows us. I think I mentioned that. She wondered if we're being followed by any sinister villagers. There might be one.
They'll put a clip on mustaches.
Yeah.
you would never notice me now. My disguise is too good. Yeah, you'll keep a lookout for any strange activity coming up from the rear. Anyone else do? He's doing his daily rituals. It appears. Do you buy any things you want to do?
Everybody's just. How many times people doing right now? Other than that, just normal stuff.
Just normal going out, getting some things.
I think I'm good then, honestly, right now.
Yeah.
Do you want Major?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Just on the leathers, please.
Don't you want?
How long's been going last?
8 hours.
Sounds good. Alright, so you get some dog feces or some type of feces they're putting you. Maybe some owl. Owls do pellets and wouldn't do feces. So. And you head on out. I assume, right?
Yeah, he just wants to make sure that the net is ready for deployment if need be. So not just like wad up the bundle and layer it, so you can toss it and give the spears a couple. He's proficient in it, but
It's still
kind of warm up with them just in case.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's it.
About 15% chance let's get it.
How much armor?
It's 13 plus minus that.
So 12.
Instead of what, 9?
So 10.
Shut up.
You got one already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good. So,
He's clumsy.
still better.
Yeah.
So damn neat.
Anything else that you want to do before you sell?
Nope.
I think I'm ready.
Setting off.
Okay.
Get Gil a flask of water for the fire beast.
Sure. So as you head on out, it takes you, you kind of pace it out for 5 miles. It's not too bad to get where you're possibly going. It takes a couple hours to get to the bridge. You get to the bridge and you see the water steadily rushing forward as it kind of bends the bridge itself to bow it out a bit to be in the way of the river flow. And it's probably about 50 feet across.
Is it broken for real, the bridge? Or no?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the right side of it is dipped down into the river now,
I see.
and you see as it's getting caught by the water, it kind of bows in like that.
Oh.
How far down is this gorge or whatever over this river?
Undiscernible at the point.
What's far down there?
How do you want to test it?
Like, can we see the water below the bridge?
It gets kind of black towards the bottom. The water itself is not blue.
Oh.
When you pick it up, it is a little bit muddy and murky. So like the river itself kind of looks black.
I think he was asking like how far is the bridge from the water?
Yeah, like
Oh, gotcha.
what's the
Right
sense?
underneath
How
it.
far?
The bridge is right above the water.
Yeah.
Oh, it
It's
is.
floating in the water.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, it's just like
Like,
just a
like
standing
here's the water,
over
here's the bridge,
small
right?
river.
The right
Okay.
side's like this, caught.
yeah,
Okay. Gotcha.
it wasn't like high.
It's not like
above.
the Cooper River Bridge or something. That's what I mean.
No, it's straight like
All right.
post bridge.
Yeah.
It broke in the water.
Well, it sounds like we're getting lots of rope, getting Jovi to fly to the other side, and using that as a safety net in case the bridge collapses.
The bridge broke.
I'm saying, like, while we walk across it. Unless it's just completely unwalkable.
It is.
Unwalkable.
Oh, because I thought we had rope, planks, and then the other side of it was like that.
Which means that it's all just sideways.
Yeah. So like this part's like this, and
Gotcha.
then this. Just chilling. This is the water.
Wow.
Yeah. It broke off on this side, and then
That's still fine.
yeah,
How long
gotcha.
is
Are there any?
50 feet across.
Are there any like trees or anything on the other side?
Yes.
tightrope?
If that were, my owl, I could try to use the owl to fly. I don't know how heavy the rope is. We could fly the length over. I don't know if he'd be strong enough.
There's one rope still attached, right?
Right, but I'm saying to fly a second
Possible to
one.
rappel
Yeah.
across.
You have to cut the planks off as you go
Ah.
because they're tied to the planks as well. So it's like one rope across, and then they have tied knots to tie the planks on to the bottoms. To those.
How sturdy does it look? What's left?
Again, you can tell it's unmended.
As a monk, you can just kind of run across, right? Like,
Not yet.
the little anime run right across.
Like what?
I wish. Things like birth levels and shit.
But you can
Looking at the
levitate.
bridge with my engineering skills. With the part on the ground on land, I'm not getting into water because I would be swept away and too bad. Is there anything like? Obviously, he can't. Like he would try. Is there anything that he can mend using mending to make it stronger as it goes?
How far does mending reach?
That's what I touch. But I'm saying like so.
Does it tell you? Does it say you can mend this much?
Yes, it says I can mend single break or tear in an object you touch. As long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
Got you.
So I'm talking about like individual, like a rope to a plank, and then a plank to
Yeah, you will have to touch every single part that you want to mend as you go down to mend it. Yeah, but you could do it. Because it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So you can like, literally just run your hand across.
right, and just slowly,
Yeah.
and then make it stronger for everybody behind me.
Mm-hmm.
How much time will that take?
A long time.
A long time.
So, Jovi, you just fly over with some rope and tie it off, and we just
We can just
use that
shimmy
as a
across.
rope.
Yeah.
I want to use my once a day thing for this, though, right? Let's think about this.
Well-
There's another way to do it.
Instead of that, unless you can throw this spear 50 feet solidly into the ground with a rappel across with it. So yes, it sounds like a great time to use.
God, I'm an Olympic level athlete here.
With a rope attached to it.
Maybe.
Could you just swim across?
We'd probably be farther down the river. Is there a
You
drop
want
off?
to try to-
How rapid is this river?
It's steady.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not like going to like rapid 5 level.
Okay.
But you want to try to swim across?
No signs of crocs or anything like that? You
No.
don't see anything like
Oh,
that?
Just a lot of long stones.
I would if my character was into this.
Are there boulders here?
Not not
No.
in the general vicinity.
I would definitely try to swim across before I try flying first.
You want to swim?
Yeah, I would do it first.
What's your strength?
14, because I think I'm more.
He's stronger than me.
For this. Yeah, 14.
You want to take a rope with you? So you
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
You swim across pretty steadily. you kind of take note as you just jump in right where the bridge is at, and it kind of pushes you towards the bridge itself to kind of trap you a bit. And you kind of push off to swim out a little bit further so you don't get butted up against it. But you get across pretty fine.
Cool.
I'll go next, following his rope.
What's your strength?
10.
10. You struggle a little bit more and you rely more on that rope as you kind of just paddle yourself along and kind of pull yourself. But yeah, you can get across.
Okay, I do that. And then when we get to the other side, as we're waiting for the rest of the party, I'm going to kind of go into the bushes and just kind of look around a little bit. Maybe do like a 30, 40 foot scan.
Gotcha.
So you have a good hold on the rope. And so I'll go next.
Strength?
8.
8. More or less, you straddle the rope and then kind of like pull yourself across a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make it pretty handily, balancing yourself. But you do rely heavily on your lifeline.
Alrighty.
Well, where'd you tie off to?
Him.
Yeah, me.
On the other side.
Whatever tree is available.
Okay. So that's fine. So just
The same.
yeah.
I'll let everybody else go first. I'll let the tall folk go first.
Okay. Then I'll go next. 8.
Saying you're kind of, you don't know if this is where they're come from, but they just kind of straddle this rope and just kind of pull themselves along.
There's more deserts where we're from.
Yes.
Make sure Joe Blow goes.
He's fine.
I swim in the intrigue.
He does much like Malcolm.
And then
He kind of like flops in there and like.
and I have an 8, plus I'm really small, so let me take my sweet time.
Yeah. And you kind of do the same thing and just kind of put yourself on top of the rope and just kind of like pull yourself steadily along. Malcolm, as y'all all go out and kind of get your boots off and make sure it's nothing kind of weighing you down or getting you foot right. Kind of press on. You scout forward, or are you just waiting to make sure they're not getting ambushed?
I'm going to go forward a little bit. Yeah. Just kind of stealthing for sure.
Since you're actively looking, can you do a perception check for me?
Yeah. All right. This
You perceive the arrow in your head.
and this for the passive, right? And what was the passive?
Oh, that's where it was.
What's your pat?
Passive is 10 plus your wisdom, or the score on it.
Perception score.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, perception
So
score.
it's like a 14 or something in case I roll higher, basically, than 14.
Well, since you're actively looking, I'm going to give your perception check. If I go by your passive, you're not going to see what's going on.
I got you.
Yep.
That time.
15.
15. It's better than 14.
You do see a casting shadow go past you.
Oh, okay. So this is upwards. I'm looking. Okay. So maybe we're being followed by the villagers.
Maybe.
And I don't see the shape as the shadow goes over.
No.
Okay.
Like, because you see it like kind of goes over you, and you first look up and then you look back, but you didn't see what kind of casting you there. The canopy does get a little bit more lush up top.
Gonna sneak back while everybody's emptying their boots out and crap like that, and let them know.
Excellent. So they're following us. I hope this isn't like some setup to like say that, like, oh yeah, totally capture this apex predator. Why did you kill it? This was our one guardian. I hope.
Well, then that's their fault, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
He did say go ahead and kill it if you had to.
For self-defense.
Self-defense.
Gotta have all my guns.
Yeah.
Self-defense.
No.
Sucker!
Oh my god, it's coming right for us.
So I let them know, and I start
Alright.
going back up to the spot I was at, and I'll leave little traces,
He's got Skittles.
branch here or there that they can follow.
So it's alright guys, with that interruption, we'll be right back.
No shit.
So I figured this would be a pause for you to reset.
Yeah. So we'll just do an official reset. Since I have to mix them all together, I'll probably skip the. Is it easier to just turn them off? No, it's not. So we'll just edit past this.
Sure.
So,
I'm gonna order some food. Is anyone
I hear
ready?
it.
Oh yeah, I'm hungry too.
Make sure your phone's on there.
Yeah, right. Just because I'm just on payment card.
That was so great.
Here's $50. Thank you.
We have such great luck with these here.
Y'all like Domino's better?
I like it. I really do.
Pub John's.
I have 0 cash. I only have
Like I said,
cards.
I'm paying with the card anyway, so.
I'll toss some dogs at you.
Dan's omnivore.
I'll do y'all.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Tell it. Pizza or cheese. I like the vanilla shit. Personally.
You want a vanilla pizza? That sounds awful.
Dude. So I went to this place to eat, and it's like a fancy gourmet sandwich shop or whatever they call it. And I just got a club sandwich, and then it had basil lemonade, and then beside it said vanilla lemonade. So I was like, so I said, okay, and I thought about it, and I was like, do they mean vanilla as in no flavor?
Like basic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like basic lemonade. But then I was like, they would just label it lemonade, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Unsweetened lemonade or something.
And then I got it, and it was literally vanilla lemonade.
Sounds awful.
It was.
Doesn't sound good.
It
I love
was
how you're
weird.
using computer terms. for
Basil lemonade sounds interesting.
Vanilla Bill.
Yeah.
Vanilla Sky.
It does sound.
Like,
I'd probably
vanilla
use
goes
a
good in
slice of cheese or
like
something.
cookies.
Got a few
Go ahead.
others.
like chocolate chip cookies. That's where vanilla belongs.
Chocolate chip cookies. Oh, yeah.
By the way, if you ever use another kind of extract, like an almond extract, because you didn't read the bottle, your cookies will taste like almonds. I guarantee it.
Oh shit.
Which almonds aren't bad though.
Well, if you're expecting your chocolate to have a vanilla taste to it,
That's true.
and you're 12,
Oh. Disappointment.
Yeah.
disappointed.
Disappointing tasting food is the worst ever.
What kind of pizzas? See, pepperoni. Wait.
Pepperoni.
Here's the pepperoni.
3 toppings. Pepperoni. What else you want?
It's
Extra
gonna have to be.
cheese.
Oh hell yeah. It's gonna have to be something else though. Cause that's all I like. I like sausage, but
Mushrooms. Alright, we'll get that one.
sardines.
Actually, sardines are good on a pizza.
That's
They're
a
not
cute
horrible,
point.
but they're alright.
Pineapple. Let's get
Just
the worst
just
pizza.
an order of pepperoni and sardine pizza and call it done. You will shrivel up like a snail.
I want that on my pizza too. That's Cargot.
Anchovies.
Rice.
That's gargantuan.
Pineapple. Get pineapples on that shit too.
That's great.
I don't mind.
I
I don't
like it.
mind. I hope Aaron cuts this out. I don't mind pineapples on my pizza. People will just crucify me right now if they heard that.
Pineapple's pretty good on it.
I'm helping my son learn to read some more. And we get to one of the words of the book, and it's rendezvous.
Oh.
He's like, what? Well, it's rendezvous. He's like, he looks at me like, why? What is wrong with this word?
Wait till you get to hors d'oeuvre. That's a good one too.
Oars? The oars?
Why didn't they just spell it right? I don't know.
Cut.
My nose is actually burning a little bit because I had that Coke stuck in me and I couldn't. I knew if I tried to swallow it,
Yep.
it was spewed.
Oh, I hate that.
Those Skittles.
Rip is that. That is not a. Oh god. My mouth.
My poor clueless wizard.
I love her pretty.
It's good.
We have some silly bastards in here. This is a Saturday morning cartoon here, and I love it.
Dude, I can't wait for you to draw Malcolm's character, and he's always just in the bush and just eyeballs.
And push and eyeballs. I do like the sound of that. The sound.
Thoughts.
That scream, man.
On my broken screen.
Yeah, I just inherited that on my phone too.
If I replace it, it'll be broke again. It's just like, I feel like.
Since you live in a fucking pocket dimension.
Is it still running, or are you just going to edit this out?
Yeah, I already text myself the punch time on it.
Okay.
Cut it 1 hour and 42 minutes.
So, I have a game question. I just don't. I want to fully understand the swashbuckler before I take that.
Sure.
So
Is that the Starter's Guide? to everything?
yeah. So let me go to that.
Take your cat.
So basically, if I'm, where the hell is it? There you go, brother.
I can't say.
Rakish
I have
Audacity.
a dog door and I have a cat door. So
You can use an
because the cat
additional
door was
way to
years
use
ago,
your sneak attack.
and then,
you don't need advantage
I
on the
have a
attack
laundry
roll to
room.
use your
And so
sneak
I just
attack.
put the window and I built a wooden.
And you don't have disadvantage. All
Or
the other
put the
rules for
dog-
sneak
cat
attack.
door.
So
and then with a
I
platform,
can't
so they
just
can jump
fight
onto the building
somebody and do
right?
sneak attack.
And then they can hang it,
Or
and the
can
outside
I?
has a good sized
Yeah.
ledge because it's
Right
only a
there.
couple feet off the ground. And then the inside of the building,
Originally,
you
when I
sit
went
there
with
and
this
whatever.
build, I was
and
thinking
then
I
the
could still.
doors from the laundry room
It's like
into
you're.
the
I was pictured
big
him
rec
like
room.
he's
It's like
fainting.
cat
So even though
But then after the X Men,
I'm not backstabbing, I'm doing backstab damage because I'm like.
coming in all out.
Yeah.
Oh no, so just saying if, basically as a swashbuckler, if you're engaged mano-a-mano, one-on-one,
Yeah.
you can use sneak attack damage. But if there's other people around it, it doesn't count.
Okay.
But
But
this is in addition to it. It doesn't like
All he
replace
does is
your
knock
sneak
over
attack.
the bowl of water.
right.
So you can sneak attack like normal, but if you're having like the epic swashbuckling duel, like
Yeah.
you and the villain, you can sneak attack every time that you attack. Or
That's what I.
But you don't get sneak attack if you're fighting with other people.
right, it has to be mono.
Professional.
Gotcha. So
Just me one on one. I'm doing
You
sneak
have to-
attack every once around.
But
That's only one of the parameters changed. So as long if you're with someone and you have advantage, you
Right.
still get the sneak attack.
Yeah.
It's just
it doesn't replace it. It gives more options.
But I mean that's a good option if
Yeah.
I'm one on one.
No, it's great because if you're with someone, you can kind of flank them anyway and get your sneak attack. Or if you're just one-on-one, oh, now
Yeah.
you got it.
You're pretty much always
So
sneaking.
you can sneak
Sneak
attack.
attack, and even though you're looking me right in the eye, I'm fainting, I'm jabbing, right?
yeah, you're looking for openings, so when he swings, you can just counter repose.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm that. I mean, to me,
I
that's
haven't looked
awesome.
at it, so you know.
That's awesome, But I just want to make sure I don't want to get there and like I'm like, yaha, on guard, and I stab him and I don't get sneak attack.
Basically, you can sneak attack almost anytime you want
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a melee weapon.
All right, that's perfect.
Which is a lot.
That's all. Yeah. But I still gotta wait and go there. But I just wanted to make sure because
One more
Is it?
level, right?
Is it done?
Well, I guess if he gives 400 hit points, then no,
Well,
it's not.
not even that, but just to make sure the party doesn't feel crippled by theirs. I wouldn't expect some things to have some immunity to other
Well,
things.
no, I don't think.
Yeah.
No, I think they need it. It's nice when
constructs
it hits.
and stuff like if that
No,
happens. then-
technically, nothing's immune to it. However, the GM could make
Yeah.
rules that say that they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't think anything in that book actually says immunity to anything. Well, actually, yes, it does. Some things are
Like
immune to-
footings or something, or
Yeah,
sneak
yeah.
attacks.
Fire
Sorry.
elementals are immune to something. I don't know what it is.
Fire.
but-
Fire.
Makes me stronger. Are we ready? This is 20 minutes. It's going to have an interruption, so if you want, whenever it comes out, you have time second. So all you all handily make it across the bridge. Malcolm, welcome back.
yeah. Thank you.
Welcome back. So the guys that just went across the river. Now they're trying to go to fire.
Spine.
Spine.
Cabin.
Yeah,
Cut that
I
out.
couldn't get. But welcome back.
Welcome
so the
back.
guys just went across the river. Now they're making their way to Fire Spine Cavern to fight the apex predator. So we'll pick up where we left off, where Malcolm found an overcast to see what was going on, and he came back to the party.
Excellent.
I think we're being followed by one of our bird friends.
I'd be really disappointed if he wouldn't.
Harvey Birdman.
Weren't?
Turn it off. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I think they have the right to. This is their challenge after all. I don't see them interfering.
How
Let's
far
continue
away
ahead.
do we think this cavern is once we cross the river?
Couple miles.
Come on. I'm going to start trying to keep an eye looking for any sign of what this, like any predator sign, marks on a tree, gouges in the ground, random bodies of anything living. Just I'm starting to, so I can get a grasp of maybe what it is we'll be walking into.
Got you. You're just looking as A4.
Let's Joe. Yeah, no, yeah. I'll just stay as open.
Sounds good. Nothing that right now screams, "Oh, this is me." As you're traveling on scouts,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Joe Blow is not scouting, by the way.
oh well, he just rolled. So
Oh,
he's trying to.
is
Good.
He can try.
Take
yeah.
the lead.
Yeah. He thought that was his role. So he tries to scout with you guys, leaving you to the canopy. And he's like, I guess we go on the other side. So y'all go forth. You're how many feet, meters back? How far do y'all want to be back from the scouting party?
Probably 20 feet. So that's a move action to get up, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Or 30, right?
A quick,
Well, 20 feet to get something and still be able to do
right.
something when you get there.
A quick dash to action.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
is how far back
Fair
I
enough.
would like to be.
Sounds good. So about 20 feet back.
Fair enough.
20 feet because some people are throwing those.
Yes, that, and I'm going to make sure, just because I'm paranoid and I don't want to walk backwards because it's hard enough to keep up with these tall folk anyways, I make sure I have my owl just kind of hanging out looking back because, I don't want to get eaten from behind.
Sounds good. Malcolm, as you're scouting through, you get some patches of sunlight that come blaring through occasionally.
Yeah.
That kind of just give off your positioning. As you look up, it looks like some of the canopy has been taken off a little bit.
Ah.
Uh,
Taken off like shredded off or broken?
Yeah, broken.
Okay.
They're very jagged in some of the areas. As you
Snap branches and crap?
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you go and try to investigate a little bit more? Deviate.
Is that off of away
So
from
like
our-
you're on the trail, but
Mhm.
like you get like this gleaming like sunlight that was kind of shaded over,
Yeah.
and you look up and you can see like a little bit further away as a light shining through a break in the canopy.
Got you. Out of curiosity, this shadow that went over me, do I feel like it was large?
No,
Okay.
it was small.
So there's an open canopy.
Or 2 minutes
And
later,
its
the shadow's
opening
still
is large.
going.
The opening is large.
Yeah.
The start is right.
I get, if that's in our direction that we're going, I guess I'm going
It's all to your side.
off to our side.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm going to backtrack a little bit and let them know what's going on, and then I'll go sneak over there and investigate it.
You know,
Yeah, I'll
Joe
hold.
was like, "Do we go? Are we moving forward?"
We'll stay here.
Okay. All right. I want to break his branch so he knows I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to sneak over. You roll or?
Sure.
Okay. It's +7. 22. Yeah.
So you're hopping from branch to branch, making little or no sounds as you're landing close to the base of the tree branch, giving off minimal movement. As you're leaping forward, you get to a point that you can see that it is a broken branch at the very end. As you creep towards it, you see this kind of straight down. It looks like something just like plummeted and broke many of the branches coming down.
So there's a clearing that something smashed into.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on the ground level, right?
No, you're up top.
Oh, I'm in the trees.
Yeah.
Ah.
I said it's sure in the canopy as they sort of ground, unless you don't
You're
want to be.
okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I got you. I'm actually going to scale down.
Sounds good. You kind of move down.
Yeah.
By the time before Trinish, your party's met up with Wade and Joe Blow, they've informed me that Michael has went off to investigate something that he saw. You get down to the bottom, and it doesn't look like anything else disturbed this area.
Mm-hmm.
The pine needles are kind of flat just from their own weight, but no other external pressure.
Gotcha.
And you see there a piece that there is a clear spot with no pine needles, or very few. like kind of like right in the middle.
That spot, do I see like burn tinges around the perimeter?
No, you see no scorch marks, no anything like that.
Okay. But I don't see anything in that spot.
Nothing's there, no.
Or isn't there?
As you kind of investigate and look a bit further, the pine needles are a dark contrast against the light. You can tell they've been here for a long time. They're already starting to brown.
Okay.
The grass around it that hasn't got any sun exposures begin to wither away, get a little bit more frail, but that in the middle is kind of lush.
So is this? Are we all there?
No, you're off with Wade.
Okay.
Michael went off.
I
by
guess I'll
himself.
backtrack. I hate to investigate anything so squishy. I'm like one good smack away from death, so
I know the feeling.
I'll come back and let them know
We're all
something.
so robust.
It's not really on our way, but there might be something of interest over here. Let's say to the party. Could be something of interest over here, although it's a little out of our way.
It's not too far. It's probably about a good 50 feet or so.
Okay.
Maybe close to 100.
What the hell's going on?
What do you think, guys?
Go check a look. I think it's interesting.
I've already gone over there, but I mean, it's like, do you want to come there with you
Definitely.
guys?
I think so.
Is it worth it?
I think
Or to
so.
keep on the go back?
It's interesting.
I didn't see anything over there, but it doesn't mean there's nothing.
It's worth a look.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so if it's that close, let's go take a look. We'll go take a look.
Okay, I lead them back to it. It's just over there. I stay 6 feet back in the bushes.
Yeah. There's no trail here. It's very difficult terrain, so it takes a little bit longer to get there than probably anticipated. You find yourself through heavy bushes, briars, things like that.
This sucks.
Yes.
Please don't.
Carry. All right, carry on.
But you get there and you kind of see what he's talking about. You get as you get to the clearing, and a lot of the brown pine needles are laying on the ground.
Immediately, so it looks like almost like a crater landed. Like
No, not a crater.
Does it look like something landed, or something was snatched, or something like sprung out?
Looks like something more came down because all the twigs that are, or the branches that are still intact, are facing downward.
Okay.
okay. So does it have any kind of like cartoonish body impression? Like
No, there's no like
God damn it.
indication or crater or anything like that.
any trail leading away from it?
No.
So you say it's roundish, is like,
Shit.
was like foot, 2 foot, 3 foot.
We're looking for a map, like a grid. It would be 10 feet across, but it's probably more about 7, 8,
Okay.
roughly.
Take me 10 minutes.
Take your time.
Is there anything in the area that would have been of a similar size?
Nothing that you've encountered.
The first thing I want to do is I wanted to pop in my owl because it has much better eyes than I do,
Mhm.
and see if I can see any broken talons, possibly a feather, scale, anything that might have been left. If something crashed through here, I think it's possible something it got left. So that's why I want to do a quick perusal of the area to see if I can find it.
Yeah. The owl looks around. Maybe if something was here, it's been long gone.
Okay.
Just the browning
been a
of the needle is just seeming like it's been a long time.
Gotcha.
Since whatever happened here happened.
Cool.
You fly up?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, I didn't even think of it. So no, I was just thinking the area.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
just didn't even think.
So he's just like
Now
hopping
that you
around.
suggested, I'm like I should, but I didn't think about it. So no, he was just flying in the area in that little
Yeah.
circle and just doing a quick.
Yeah, nothing that stands out. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, hey, look at the scale,
There it
bright
is.
red, and it's the size of a dinner plate,
Yeah.
or anything. That he's if he doesn't see him, like, I said, well, yeah, I'll cast Detect Magic. Just give me a while. And I'll start hopping into a ritual.
10 minutes per hour.
10 minutes.
10 minutes past. Anybody do anything this 10 minutes?
Change my songs.
Joe Blow takes 10, does the thing?
Well, I guess I'm going to perimeter around this clearing while they're looking.
Or a tree nearby, possibly.
What?
The nearest tree nearby. Maybe scale it to see.
Is there a tree nearby?
Is
Mini
there a tree
tree.
nearby? In a forest.
Yeah.
I want to get to the closest one. Yeah.
Sounds good.
And just look.
Pardon me, fellow travelers. Do you see any trees?
You just must go
I
to
can
the
also see him
top.
going.
Yeah.
You get to the point where you can without it breaking.
Yeah.
Contrast with skin.
You kind of look out, but it's still just more foliage. The canopy, some stuff here and there. Roll perception for me. See if you can discern this.
By nature, there is that if we were to peel, your skin would turn green.
Just blend right in.
Number one, you do notice that some places have another divot. Like there's missing canopy there.
Kind of like how this one was.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll scale that down and tell them there might be more places of interest like this around once he's done here. And I'll try to remember which way they were and head to the closest one after this.
Anybody else?
I have no reason to know anything about any about this at all, so.
That's good. A4, you finish your detect magic. No magic.
Yeah, that's great and all. Let's get the hell out of here.
Jovi informed you there's another place nearby.
Do we want to keep following this or go towards our?
We have time. What time is it? Like probably midday or something.
Mm-hmm. Or early
Why not?
times.
So we're in a kind of a deep canopy at this point, right? And
Yeah,
it's hard to
heavy
see really where we
pines,
are.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I would fly up to see where we are, because I'm as much as I'm
There's just footsteps.
that, or just how far away are we?
It's in a mountain step here.
Well, let's see if. And yeah, so I'm gonna pop in and fly up.
As you fly up, the owl kind of just peers around, and it's not like littered with these holes, but you see a couple of places like that, and you see some other places where it's been so old that the trees are trying to regrow themselves back.
Okay.
But yeah, you see like probably half a dozen spots on either side of the trail.
Okay. Interesting.
No rhyme or reason or pattern to it.
Okay. That was the first question. Next thing is looking up or around. Saying like, can I see where something's coming down from? Like a mountain? Does
The closest thing you can see is probably the mountain.
Okay. Do I see any like easily discernible cliffs or the cavern opening?
There are a couple cliff sides, cliff
Okay.
faces.
Gotcha. All right. Any movement or anything I can see?
Not right now.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. Fly back down and pop back into my body and say, there's 6-ish of these things around, 7 or more, but there's no pattern. Keep on.
Chalk it up to whatever. Keep going.
Yeah, there's nothing here anyway, right? It's something making these divots.
Could have been giants hurling rocks. It could have been shooting stars.
It wouldn't be rocks. It could be ice though, because then that would melt.
Okay. And it's quite some time ago, so.
Gotcha. I think go back to our path with me stealthing forward.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes.
Guys, I don't know. It came to me when I was traveling with Malcolm and Wade. But we can hunt this thing and go back home and not have to hunt Moss Mouth. I don't know if y'all thought about that yet, but yeah.
Sorry, Joe. It's not that easy.
What do you mean? I kill a monster, become a hero, and I make a hero.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your plan is to go back and be a hero for a year or two and get fat and have an ugly woman and dumb children, sure, yeah.
I want a harem.
What?
A harem.
One monster.
Do you even know what a harem is?
Yeah.
Do you know how much,
concubine full of women.
do you know how much that costs?
Not if you're a hero.
Oh my god. Can bankrupt the entire town having one single harem.
That's a
You gotta
Do
eat
you,
them.
Do you have anti-pregnancy spells?
Yeah.
Do you?
Anti-pregnancy
I
spells.
tried.
I don't think
Entire
he needs him. He's got
wizards.
an aura.
I don't know.
It's the one spell I know.
Don't spend your loot before you get it.
Fucking master.
Funny enough, I'm asked for that service quite frequently.
I think it's the exact opposite for you. You tell me if I am pregnant.
He pulls a coat hanger out, and here it is.
Does a little dance, kicks him in the gut.
Not anymore. Just to make sure he's always right.
Nope. Here.
Beats him up with a dead rabbit.
He's small enough. Let's check. Nope.
Oh my god. Okay.
I never saw that episode of Magic School Bus.
Wow.
There's something there you can edit with.
A lot of ammo.
Time
right there.
step Aaron.
Yes.
As we head back to the path,
And the game.
things start to get a little bit more worn down. Well, I should say less worn down because the path starts to narrow. And where they were kind of like maybe spread out at one point, they kind of single line formation to file in to kind of maybe signify that you're getting a little bit close to where you need to be.
Should we copy that pattern, or should we just stay out and about?
How far away are we?
You can see the mountain and it's starting to be to where you can't really discern a cliff face from the peak.
I don't know what we're going to face from here on out. Kind of heading off into the clearing.
You hand me a torch?
Spear.
That's
Or a
what you're-
spear?
A good one.
Stute.
Yeah.
Alright.
So we're going down the single file. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know yet. You already discussed that.
Suburban.
The trail kind of narrows itself down. Yeah,
1d2.
that's the word.
D6, D8 per stop.
I say Malcolm leads, and everyone else should lead, and I'll stay behind. So I don't want to get hit again.
Beside Trinius.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can handle that.
I'll be slightly behind them.
So it's Malcolm.
I'll carry it at the rear so nothing comes up
Okay.
behind us.
Second is
Oh, I can be front of them. 2. I'm 2.
2.
And then I'll go behind.
Wade,
Yeah.
Joe Blow, Trinius.
In the rear.
Right? You go with that?
I'm ahead of Joe Blow.
You're ahead of Joe Blow. Okay. Joe Blow is right before you A4.
And I'm going to trail back probably 20 feet behind. I don't want to be like right up on Joe Blow because.
I'm not happy. I get you.
And I'm making sure that Owl stays. I'm asking Owl to poo me if it sees anything coming from behind or up above.
Is he going to send you a tweet?
Yeah. No, it'd be a poo.
Very nice.
Golf clap for that one.
Rocket name just
You don't know
appeared.
anything about nature, do you?
Malcolm, since you're leading, would you do a perception check?
+4.
Ooh,
20.
20.
Brian Regan.
Yeah.
You notice there's a tree up ahead, but you see the wind blow a little bit and the leaves kind of give way. And you see there's like spikes coming out of the foliage.
Spikes.
Yeah. And then the foliage kind of goes back as the wind dies down.
What?
These spikes seem like something unnatural, like
Yes,
a trap.
very much so.
Okay. Guess I'm really going to be looking for like trip lines and stuff like that now.
As you're looking on the ground, and you're like, you don't see any triggering mechanism. But then you kind of look up a bit, and you see there's like
Cross.
kind of like a little vine or so that looks a little bit too taut to be natural.
Okay. Is it lead anywhere that I could reach and disable?
You don't have any risk of hitting it just by walking through it, but you can disable it if you want.
Is it a threat to our path? It's set up to swing into the path?
How it's set up, the spikes are facing in the path.
Yeah.
Yep.
But for you, where you're 5-6 feet,
Yeah.
it's 7-8 feet.
Yeah.
Like I said, for giants
It could sweep through.
Dude.
or genies.
Good thing it's a demon, not a genie.
If I cut it, even if it misses us, it could still alert somebody.
That is true.
Or it's obviously put by some kind of intelligent creature around here against a large predator. It might not be a good thing. Might not be a bad thing to fall back to if things get a little
Leave it in
sideways.
place.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to look at I tell the party as they come up from behind me, hey, hold up a second. Is there a way we can make us go around a couple of different trees or something to get away from that? Just bypass it?
You can kind of bypass it if you want to.
Just silently point it out up to everybody.
Okay. Perfect.
And as you kind of do that, you see there's another one on the other side, kind of adjacent to one another. So it kind of looks like it'll smash into one another.
So he's kind of pointing out some of these traps, right? I want to get some of that string. Make sure someone could follow this path back. Like the idea is if we have to run from something big, we can follow the string and they'll just hit all the traps on the way down.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
So as you deviate back onto the path, you lay a rope or a string out.
Yeah.
To make sure that you can follow it if shit gets bad.
Yeah. So I don't have to stop. Like I wonder where it is. You just find the string and just go.
I like it. Goodness.
Sounds like upstairs, but
Hello?
I think that was
Listen.
upstairs or something.
it sounds like upstairs.
Okay. So,
Ghost pizza.
Unseen servant.
False alarm.
so you're traveling up a little bit more, and now the trail almost seems to stop. And you see 5 different paths. Split up.
Choose your giant.
Let's split up.
I don't want to be in the center in case it's like a pitfall or something. But I do want to investigate, see if any of these have signs of movement or tracks or anything.
Or even like a symbol, like if we're really choosing our battle here.
Nothing real discernible. It just looks like it's been worn down a little bit more here than some of the areas beside of it. And you can kind of determine there's 5 different ones that kind of fan out.
Any of them kind of lead in the direction we were going?
All of them do.
If only we had a way to see them from the top.
Yeah, I think this is...
What? As he would have been like off in the... What?
5 paths.
1L.
See? This is why you need me. So I'll drop it now. Yeah, it's sitting there.
Just let you fall.
Catch me.
I'll fly 100 feet down the rightmost path.
Roll initiative.
Yes!
Uh-oh. Drag him out.
16. Oh, wait a minute. It's
Hell no.
probably 17. I gotta look up the Alice stats. I apologize.
It's a hungry hippo.
No, it's still 16.
16. Sounds good. As your owl flies up, you hear, and
nice.
as you kind of look over, you see this other bird goes to run in to attack your bird.
Okay.
It's bird on bird action.
14 hit your bird.
Oh, yeah. Dies instantly. I mean,
It has 1 HP.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see, I don't know, it poofs out of distance also. So you hear this screech as you're in bird, and you kind of flinch as you see this other bird of prey go in talons
That's pretty scary.
to your owl.
Sorry.
And you see this, and you see A4 just kind of get shocked back into his body and kind of stumbles back a bit.
Well, I imagine that would be a little traumatic.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
As I come in, I was like, all
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna lift you up. What happened?
Dragon.
How far down was that probably 50 feet, 80 feet.
No, time like you kind of hit the canopy top.
Okay.
You just seemed up.
Oh, so as soon as you went up, okay.
Yeah.
Tribesmen don't want us to cheat.
Some big bird ate me.
It wasn't that much bigger now. So.
But
Damn.
It's gone.
yes.
No contact.
Oh, damn it. Take feedback, Amos.
Now, if I was doing a dungeon crawl, like a video game, I always take like one of the. I don't know if y'all do this. I always take the farthest path over to the left or right.
Right. That's why I went to. That's why
I think we should go investigate where your owl. Let's go down the right.
That's why I flew down towards the right path. You always pick and then go there.
Yeah.
But you see A4 literally like.
Yeah. Head splitting. Damn. I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't say that, but I gotta figure if you're in it, it's gotta be.
And it
traumatic.
knocks you out. So.
Yeah.
You used to lose like half your hit points for a day or something.
When you
It was
lost
pretty awful.
yeah.
Holy shit.
And now it's even better / worse. You have the ability to actually be in and seeing through the eyes and whatever. So yeah, it's got to be worse.
Traumatic.
Whatever
Yeah.
traumatic.
Yeah.
April.
So it's he's sitting there.
Poor God.
As
So
you,
he's just following behind Joe Blow and not even looking.
yeah, as you just kind of days along, and Malcolm's like, I think we should take the right path. Taking into account that the owl was attacked from that direction, maybe that leads somewhere. As Wade brings out her long glaive and spear in hands. Are you probably shooting the spear? Or
Yeah, I don't fucking care about that spear.
It's more for something large, setting spears in case we could charge. Like,
True.
we'll be right back.